Hi, everybody. It's 7 o'clock Thursday, February 26th. Thank you for coming and watching Nerds on the Couch with us. We got a couple of big news items that happened this past
Oh,
week.
do we?
And
hmm
it seems like all the news happens on Thursday, right after our
Yeah.
show. I mean, the biggest bomb that's dropped on us in movie news happened right after our show last week, and it was the first picture of Jason Momoa as Aquaman, and people kind of had fits because we knew Jason Momoa was going to be Aquaman a long time ago, and
hmm
to me he was kind of a jerk for a while because he was denying it, and then he was like, "Well, I didn't want to say anything yet and all that," and no, that makes you a liar. And then two, Um, he does look completely different. I mean, this was not the idea I had of Aquaman. I thought, as we discussed earlier, that Jason Momoa was going to dye his hair blonde, and I thought that because he's an Atlantean, Atlanteans would look a little different, which would
Yeah.
explain why you got somebody who looks like Jason Momoa, who is Samoan, and with blonde hair would look a little off. Human,
Yeah.
but a little off. Here, I'm kind of thrown off a bit because he does look badass,
Oh, yeah.
and he
Looks
does
like
look,
a gladiator.
yeah, a gladiator. That's the best version I had. But still, people are complaining because they're saying this is not how Aquaman looks like.
Hey, you know what? It's one person's. It's their interpretation of the new Aquaman. I mean, you've read the new 52, and you've seen him in there. He's battle ready, long haired, ready to go ahead and kick butt. He is gritty as all heck. And, the first time you see him, he's like, "Well, what are you doing here? What can you do?" I can do this, and you see a whole bunch of sharks coming out of the water, eating a whole bunch of Darkseid's minions, and just causing all sorts of chaos with it. And it's like, oh, cool.
Uh, One of the things, I mean, looking at the picture, um, he looks evil. Man,
Well,
he's like looking,
well, man,
you know.
if you've been swimming around in your own feces, I would imagine that something would make you a little bit pissed off.
Oh man, dude.
Well,
Hey,
Woo.
it's true.
let me say this: that if I saw that picture, and it's interesting because he's tattooed,
Mm.
Yeah, I see
and
that, and it looks like the scales are tattooed onto him.
yeah, I mean, if somebody said, "Hey, look, we're doing a movie. This is Poseidon, god of the seas," I would believe it.
Yeah, it does look like Poseidon. I could believe him being Poseidon. It's just of all of the different renditions of Aquaman, who's always looked noble, and as Orly was saying earlier, usually golden haired, um, you know, suffering from what Superman sometimes suffers from, which is the goody two shoes image that he's had for a long, long time.
Yeah,
I can
especially if he
see
started
why they
kids.
went this way. I can see why they went this way. But it's such. I mean, okay, if he had the golden hair, this would have still worked.
And green
And
pants?
well, I
Well,
mean, we can't see his pants, but
you gotta admit, we gotta be. Here's the thing: I gotta tell people. He does have blonde highlights,
Hmm.
hmm
so I guess they threw that in. But this is two things. This is the 52 Aquaman.
Yeah.
hmm
And I will concede because people point out the 52 Aquaman looks like Aquaman. But this is a film version, which we have to give credit, or we have to point out they've never done Aquaman on film.
Oh
no,
God, yeah.
no, they haven't.
Never.
And
Not
I
even
mean,
those 50 short movies, serials, and all that. Aquaman has never been in film except in Smallville, which was a blonde dumb who was like a horrible actor. So
Yeah.
mhm.
we got to be a little flexible here.
And I'm gonna give him a benefit of the doubt. I haven't seen his acting in this, though I was not very impressed with him when he played Conan. Um, you know, it's still. I mean, I'm gonna hold my opinion until I see it, because usually when I see him, he usually plays characters that are not as much on the intelligence side. And all the rendition of Aquaman that I've ever seen, he's extremely smart. Up there almost with Batman, and maybe on the level with Superman. Superman's a
I
little.
liked him on Brave and the Bold. I have to say that. He's like, "Come on, chum, let's go and have adventure."
Well, I gotta
Oh
point
yes,
out. I gotta point
and I liked him in Brave and the Bold too. I mean, oblivious to how obnoxiously jovial he was.
Mhm.
Well, I gotta point out since we're talking about animated, the Justice League Throne of Atlantis DVD,
Oh.
he was the focus on that one. He really stood out. I mean, that was his 52 origin. That again, he wasn't aware who he was. He lost his dad, and the dad was murdered in the comic books, and he killed the wrong man, which was Black Manta's father.
Oh.
Because Black Manta kind of like, I don't want to say framed his dad, but he covered up with like his dad. And so his dad was a criminal too, but he wasn't guilty of that crime. And
He's guilty of crime, but not that one.
yeah. And it was his son. His son kind of set him up to protect himself. But still, Aquaman kills him. And there is that guilt. He made the mistake. And that's the war between Aquaman and Black Manta. And here, again, we don't know his origin. He looks very Atlantean. Like we said, he could be Poseidon. And I want to clear up for movies, because people are saying, well, is this the Justice League movie and all that? Well, according to rumor and the story the story synopsis that I got, he's basically going to have 2 cameos in the movies. And he's going to have a cameo somewhere in the film. And the main plot that they're having within Batman versus Superman, of course, is the issue of Superman being around and how he's changed everything. And they're starting to point out that they are what they call metahumans. And of course, they're going to have him showing that the government is aware who he is. But they cover it up, and they've been hiding all these years that he's out in Atlantis and he's out in the ocean and all that. But now they're kind of being forced out because of what Superman's been doing. And of course, he's going to be at the end. The end of Batman versus Superman is the creation of the Justice League. That's why it's called Dawn of Justice. And that's where it said, unite the 7. People thought the 7 Seas. No. We're going to see posters of the other guys within the coming year. So you're going to see the Flash. There's a Green Lantern, but they're hiding them. And so,
within a year, or I would say within a few months, because it comes out in June, does it not?
Is it this year?
I don't remember.
Yeah, they're already finished with the principal shooting. I thought it was due out in like June.
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, we can answer that question, right? It's going to be March 25th, 2016.
2016? Okay.
That's next year.
So I'm a little over half a year off. Okay.
Well, almost a year. I mean, about a year.
Almost.
Yeah, we're kind of excited about it.
June and July.
Yeah. No, this year it's Avengers and Star Wars.
Yeah.
So we still have good movies to look forward to.
Yeah, we do.
But
I mean, we have Guillermo del Toro going back to horror because he's making Crimson Peak, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. It hasn't caught my interest, honestly.
Well, actually, nothing's really caught my interest besides Age of Ultron and it's also let me see, Star Wars. You know what? I'm just like, I'm so giddy for those. I'm giddy right now, even in schoolboy.
the issue with movies is that because you have Avengers 2 Age of Ultron, which is going to be a big mega hit. I mean,
Oh,
the
good,
news
yeah.
already came out today. It said Anthony Mackie's going to be in there. Haley Cadwell, I'm sorry, I mispronounced her name. The lady who played Peggy Carter is going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
And the other guy who played the Guardian, I forget his name. Well, I know it's Idris Silva, who plays the Guardian at the Gate for Thor and all that. They're going to be in the movie, which already again is going to be a huge movie. Because of those two movies, and then Star Wars, and again, everybody's going to go see Star Wars. You know, we're going to go see Star Wars. I can't even imagine Chino being that stubborn and going, no.
I'm gonna wait for the tapes. I'm gonna wait for the video. I'm gonna wait till it's on VHS.
No, I know he's going to be in line to see it. So we're all going to be in those, and because of that, the movie studios basically scattered this year.
And straight out, it's almost like shut up and take my money kind of thing. Definitely gonna just go watch it.
Well, I'm sorry that I was thinking that of the wrong, that when it was coming out.
Well, no, I had it in my head too for a while that I was like, wait a minute, is it coming out this? I had it in my head too, man.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that we are looking forward to. I would like to see this happen right away.
Well, the reason why I was thinking of summer because it was around in June that Superman had come out, and it's one of those comic book months to come out in. Other than Ultron, other than Star Wars, there's not really that many mega blockbuster.
Well, let me tell you what's coming out. Let me show you what's coming out in May. Okay, we got Avengers in May. And then May 15th, again, the following week, there's really nothing. Then May 15th, there's the Mad Max movie, which, again, I'm kind of like,
I'm on the side on that one. I'm kind of on the fence.
Well, that one isn't one that they've put, $100 million, like 200 or 300 million, like some movies that they've done.
Oh, dude, they don't need to do that. In fact, they don't even need to go to Australia. They go to Detroit.
That's what I was about to say.
But the thing is that one's an Australian-made film, and that one it's the same director, the same creator of the original Mad Max, and that's what's making me interested because. I mean, as a kid, I remember Road Warrior, going to see it in the films, seeing him eat the dinky dog food, and going ahead and going, this guy is hardcore. He's eating dog food.
And I never got into them. I mean, I saw all of them. I saw Mad Max. I saw Fury Road and Mad Max Beyond. Sorry.
Road Warrior.
Road Warrior. Sorry, I mixed it up with another. Oh no, Fury Road was the game, I think.
Yeah.
And then Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. And I
didn't like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I didn't like it. I thought that it was Hollywoodized. They took the grit. They took the grit and replaced it with, the pop diva, give her a mohawk and all of a sudden she's gritty. No.
Well, and then here's the one I'm looking forward to. The following week, and we haven't seen that much, but what we've seen looks pretty good, is Tomorrowland from Disney.
Oh, yeah.
That one is a mystery.
They're not really releasing much on it. They're not going to, I think. They're going to go ahead and keep us guessing on what it's going to be.
And it looks interesting, what we've seen. You got to admit that.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially with the name like Tomorrowland. I mean, I want to go back to Disneyland.
Well, those videos are calling me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting done.
And I want one of those dang buttons. Aren't they going to go ahead and be trading those pins? At Disney World now.
Oh man, yeah, we got to go back this summer. Okay, and then, but here's the thing. That's all for me. 3 movies.
I know, and it's not that, not really, other than Avengers, none that are really big.
Well, look. Here's the thing. June, it gets worse.
Really?
Mhm.
For June,
Oh yeah, I think it's Fantastic Four is the big one.
no, no. For June, Jurassic World.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it?
now
That
that one people are looking forward to, but that's it.
yeah, yeah. That's it for
Unless they've
June. July.
unless they've hidden that a lot of movies, this is going to be compared to last year. This is going to be
Hmm.
a low year, and last year up until the time that the movie that saved the summer was Guardians of the Galaxy, and
Well,
I
let me
don't
tell you.
see any
Let me
Guardians of the
tell you.
Galaxy coming in.
Well, let me
What?
tell you. July gets a little more crowded.
All right.
Okay, we
Okay,
got
well,
Terminator Genesis. We
Yeah.
got
mhm.
Terminator Genesis, which looks good. I actually admit it looks good.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in that too. I mean, I'm like, they're gonna reboot things, but how are they gonna do that? Hey, the old Terminator, and he gets shot. What?
Yeah, but hold up, guys, hold up. Remember the last Terminator film? We had hopes that finally we're going to get a a real manly, get to see what the war is really like Terminator. And I'm sorry, but it was ruined by a certain star, in my
Well,
opinion.
that's ego problems. Yeah,
Yeah,
someone
that
But
else.
it
was.
was looking. But the thing is that all the commercials were looking great. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to put too many hopes in this new Terminator.
We'll see.
Uh,
Well, I'm
I
just
had
telling
put
you
my
again,
hopes in
my
Terminator 3,
perspective,
and it let
and
me
we can
down.
all
And
say right now, we could be wrong. I mean, I'm saying Avengers looks good, and then
oh
if
yeah,
it sucks, not only am I going to riot, we're going to be right on this show talking about how bad it is.
Oh, it sucked. I thought it was gonna be the
hey,
greatest movie since Swiss cheese. No, it sucked. Oh God, that
is
would
this
be
Oh,
gonna
terrible.
be is this gonna be an Evangelion sized
oh, dude, no, no,
trailer?
no,
Oh,
no,
don't bring
no.
that up. Don't bring that up.
I'd rather see a Universal Studios Attack on Titan movie.
No,
Uh,
but I mean, no, I mean, remember how in Japan when the Evangelion movie went out, everybody was so mad that the director was in hiding, and
Yeah.
I can see the nerds of the world really getting pissed off if Avengers really turned out to be another Iron Man 3.
well, look at this.
Oh.
Well, again, I'm not getting into that again.
Yeah.
Continuing in July, July 17th, Ant-Man, which
Mhm.
I'm getting mixed review. I'm getting mixed reactions from the trailer. Some
Yeah.
people say it looks good. Other people say it kind of looks
We
bad.
need to see more. We
And
need
well,
Yeah.
to
from
see
my
more.
opinion, I got to point out, Paul Rudd is not impressing me.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, Paul Rudd is not an impressive actor. I've
Can
never
we
seen him
there-
as someone that could carry a movie. He's never been able to carry a movie. He's always had someone else help him, or he's part of one of the side characters. If anyone's gonna go ahead and make this one, make this movie actually be good, I would think Michael Douglas.
And again,
but
he's probably good. And this big spoiler they had with the Legos, the Toy Fair weekend, they had
Hmm.
Ant-Man Legos, and one's an Ant-Man little minifigure, dude. And
Oh,
then the other spoiler they showed Hank Pym.
yeah.
So it's hard to say, but again, yeah, Paul Rudd is kind of worrying me. And then August, okay, this is where we're getting into it. And August 7th, Fantastic Four. And again, that trailer, the pictures that they released and all that, you're not winning me over with that movie.
it looks like this year is going to be full of possible misfires, and one definitely aimed to the ground, ready to, with the RPG ready to go ahead and shoot the teeth. Because
Well,
that's what I feel. Fantastic Four. I mean, I'm sorry. I think that they're thinking they're having a big hit. The thing is that they're aiming the RPG backwards.
Well, the following week, and again, summer is already over in August, but
yeah.
the following week, August 14th, I am curious about this movie, and it's starting to look good. It's The Man from Uncle.
Yeah.
I like
I'm
the
kind
show. That's the thing. I like the
Yeah,
show as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen The Man from Uncle. I've never seen it, and I'm very curious. I want to know more about it. I've always
Well,
wanted to watch it.
it's like a James Bond thing, but with American. Well, it's like
Hmm.
an American and Russian spies in the '60s have to work together.
Hmm.
And you had the two opposing forces, but then it turns out they make a great team together, and they're taking on this terrorist group. But they use all these cool 1960s gadgets. I mean, part of the reason I liked it was that even though I've never owned any of it, I do like the toys. There was tons of Man from Uncle toys that
Really?
were really cool. It was like a radio. You pull back, it turns into a machine gun.
Wow.
There was like the camera. You flip it, it turns into a handgun. And you
Yep.
got like the spy kits and all that.
You
And
had I mean, they would have all these different, secret microphones and, briefcases uh, and I know, yeah, it's directly out of From Russia with Love, but, with daggers in it, that kind of
Mhm.
stuff, and Man from Uncle, it was definitely, uh, the TV show was definitely, as was almost every other movie in the '60s, a wannabe 007, and Man from Uncle was one of the better
Adaptations.
adaptations, imitations. I was going to say,
well,
you
let
know,
me point out now that that's it for summer.
That's
Summer's
it?
over. Yeah,
that's it. That's
that's
it.
it.
It's
Now,
going to be a very,
Dry
I mean,
summer.
yeah. And the thing is this the movie industry is going to go ahead and be hurting because, I mean, unless they have a whole bunch of sleepers on their list, I don't see the monies coming in. Um, I mean, come on. Just this week, we've already seen that if they're expecting any more money from 50 Shades of Grey, they're not going to see it.
and that's awful, man. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Yeah, we're not gonna
But
get
Oh
into
no,
that,
it
but
please.
let me
went
let's
and
bring it up
no,
here.
it went down 80%. It's like totally dead.
And let's point out here in September. Looking at this for the teenagers, they got the Maze Runner sequel. I saw the first one.
Really?
Yeah, I predicted it. And then Hotel Transylvania 2. Okay, Adam Sandler needs another hit.
Well,
Oh,
October.
I like Hotel
well,
Transylvania.
I
That
like
was a
the
good
first
movie.
one, but you know what? I don't see Adam Sandler making another good one. I mean, you know what? That's the way it usually
Yeah.
goes.
Okay, and then October. Again, the only horror movie that's coming is a remake of Frankenstein.
Really?
I haven't seen previews or anything. And then
Oh,
talk about horror. If Kelly was here, she'll call this the scariest thing. Gem and the Holograms.
holograms. Yes, I'm gonna watch that.
Yes.
And they
I'm
had
gonna
the
be
first
first in line.
picture. They had the first picture of the movie, and it looks. I mean, that picture is not impressing me at all.
No. Mm-mm.
And then November, Spectre, the James Bond movie, which again I'm curious. Hopefully, it looks good.
Oh, that's going to be big, and I'm looking for that because you have Spectre coming back, and I love Spectre.
Yeah, but to me, Daniel Craig is starting to show his age.
Yes, he's starting to get
Yeah,
old.
and I know he signed on for 2 more movies. I think he needs to leave
Dude, they're
because
not going to do that because the last movie they had was the biggest seller they've ever had.
now
Yeah, but the
I agree
problem is
with
he's
you,
old.
but
They're not
age
going
is
to
starting to.
replace him anytime. Hey, I mean, come on. Sean Connery was doing it, while he got older as well,
But
man.
he already looked old when he was doing it when he was young. Remember, the hard living was already there, man. He had already lived like a complete and total life, and now Daniel Craig is just starting on his life, and it looks like he needs to be revived by a Lazarus pit or two.
Now,
They've
I'm
already
going to point
wait,
out.
wait,
No,
wait.
no,
They've
no.
already done that in the first film. They already went
Let
ahead
me.
and resuscitated him.
I am saying Daniel Craig is a great James Bond. He deserves in the history books, and he deserves praise, just like Pierce Brosnan did. But part of the thing with the Bond franchise is that eventually you got to get another Bond.
Yes.
That's still the thing. Somebody will eventually replace Daniel Craig, and I know he has 2 more movies under the contract. And I'm holding my judgment. I'm a James Bond fan, just like you, David. So,
yeah.
so again, I mean, you all know my favorite movie, and we have different bonds. I mean, David's old school with Sean Connery. Me, I'm Roger Moore. So,
I like Roger Moore. I just like Sean Connery a little more,
well, see, we all have, again, I like Pierce Brosnan too, but I
but
grew up with Roger
wait,
Moore.
if you want to talk about somebody that went ahead and kept on playing Bond well beyond his prime, that's Roger Moore.
Oh,
You
well,
have to admit that, man. You have to admit
I
that.
agree wholeheartedly.
He even admitted that he was going. I'm still playing Bond.
Orly
I'm too
doesn't
old
care.
for this.
Yeah, actually, I don't care because you know what? I watched James Bond in HD, and I could see the strings as they were pulling him up. Rocket back.
We did it. Let David forget.
Hey, I don't mind. I that was the '60s, man.
I know, but
You
still,
know, they didn't
could
have to
cleaned it up.
CGI.
Yeah, I mean, they
Actually,
could.
they
It was an
refused
H.
to. They refused to. When they went ahead and converted it, they could have gone ahead and gotten rid of all of that, including the blooper in which during a fight in it was Man with the Golden Gun. There's a fight where they go ahead and hit this mirror, and when it goes ahead and rearranges, you go ahead and see in the mirror the entire camera crew. And they could have replaced it. They could have fixed it. And when they were going through the whole thing, they said, no, we want this to look like what the film was when it first came out, when you first saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
So they refused to move it.
Well,
and
let me
myself,
point out,
I don't care.
again, aside from the James Bond one and the Hunger Games, which, again, I don't care. That's it for November, man. That's it for November.
Yeah,
And
but
th-
then
and then
December.
Yeah, December. Yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Roach. Yeah.
The threequel? Oh no.
No,
You
I mean,
you better you better go ahead and mention Star Wars, man.
yeah, that's the only movie in December, man. Everything else cleared out because December is going to come. And again, I'm surprised it's not a summer movie. Instead, they decided to make it in December.
Yeah.
And that's it for December. It's going to dominate Christmas. And you know that we're going to have the merchandising. It's going to be all back again. And
It's already here. You're already seeing it coming in.
No, we're not seeing Episode 7 merchandise yet.
Okay,
Well,
all right.
I mean Star Wars merchandises.
Yes, I know.
Merchandising is here.
I have to do
about
this.
Classic ones.
Okay, I have to do something, man. Christmas time is here. Star Wars time is near. Ah, God, I can't wait.
Yeah, but hey, let's hope that it's not the Star Wars Christmas special movie.
Ah!
No. See, they would right. No.
Well, no. Remember,
right.
Star Wars and Christmas have not had a good combination.
Well, remember,
years
Star Wars snubbed Christmas by going ahead and going with Holiday Special instead of Christmas Special.
Oh yeah.
And it was Life Day.
They're celebrating Life Day.
Yeah.
Now, this next one has yet to be signed, but I got to point out that, let me tell you the news. The news was that, of course, Disney not only owns Star Wars, they do fully own the Indiana Jones movies.
Yep.
And there is a reboot. I mean, it's 100% going to happen. Because Disney supports Indiana Jones. I mean, it's one of my favorite rides. People still want an Indiana Jones, and Chris Pratt has been evasive about it. But he said it's not a done deal until it's a done deal. But rumors are that Disney is courting him with a whole bunch of money, and
they're gonna drive a truck over to his house and dump it right on his lawn and say, "Here."
No, forget the truck. They're gonna go ahead and go over his ranch with a full what is the military cargo plane? And they're just
A
going to
cargo
dump it
plane?
in the air. Yeah.
Cargo plane.
No. I mean, it's C something or other. I mean,
Cargo plane people get.
yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, they'll be going with like a whole fleet of those going ahead and dropping the bundles of money down there.
No, no, they're
but
just
again,
gonna get Darth Vader to go ahead and get him.
Well, yeah, Darth Mickey is going to go ahead and force choke him until he accepts.
But
No.
basically, I mean, the way if Disney wants you, they're going to get you. And,
But here's the good thing. I think Chris Pratt can do it. He has the humor. He has the square jaw that I think can work with it. Of anybody that might have the personality that can go ahead and fill Indiana shoes, and wear that whip, and fit that hat, it's Chris Pratt.
And I agree with you. I think he has the acting chops, the charisma, because Harrison Ford has charisma.
Yeah.
And that's what made Indiana Jones his charisma.
And all he has to do is a lot of pointing.
Yeah.
He does it, I think. But the better news to me was that Steven Spielberg said he wants in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If
Yeah,
Spielberg
that's-
says he wants in, and I remind everybody, he's directed all the Indiana Jones movies. With him at the helm,
Wait. But we have to remember he was involved with Crystal Skull.
well,
Yeah.
I know Orly hates Crystal Skull.
But
Yeah.
Don't remind
I
me.
also must remind you, it was Lucas that was writing.
And you are enjoying the Blu-ray set I bought you, right, Orly?
Yeah.
Yeah, every single Crystal Skull, I went ahead and got some bats, batched it, and put it in the microwave, and then I went ahead and went to the restroom and
Well,
took
we
a
all
couple
know
of
that one is your favorite. Number 2 has got to be the Cup of Christ.
That was number
it's
3.
Last Crusade.
Yeah, Last Crusade.
We all know
think-
that was your second best favorite. Then it goes to Temple of Doom, and then the original.
But the one thing I gotta say, some people did enjoy the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. My daughter enjoyed Kingdom of the Crystal Skull a lot. She's an Indiana Jones fan. And
Yeah,
I think
it's a lie.
But the point is that I think Indiana Jones has to be a franchise, and it has to be like James Bond because he is an amazing character.
I know a way for them to go ahead and keep Indiana Jones going. He's going to be in, they're going to show Harrison Ford inside of a temple, and he's going to grab the icon of the Doctor. And he's going to get shot, and then all of a sudden you see him start to change, and he regenerates into Chris Pratt. That's what's going to happen, dude. That's the only way you can keep it going.
Oh, dude, come on.
Well,
By the
speaking
way, if no one caught the tongue-in-cheek, it's quite obvious for anybody looking at this. Orly hates the Crystal Skull.
yeah. No.
No.
Almost as bad as we hate Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, dude, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we talk about returns and all that, I got to talk a little bit about the Star Wars Rebels. They're going to have their season finale next week, and they left us at an amazing cliffhanger this week, where it was like the moment. And I got to give credit where credit's due with this show. Dave Filoni, who was the main force behind the Clone Wars, is of course the main force behind Rebels. And for this whole season and everything that we've had, I gotta give this guy a thumbs up. He really gave us an amazing show.
Yeah, and you know what I've noticed about this show? There haven't been episodes that I really truly consider filler episodes. They've all been good. They've all kept the storyline going. Even the episode where, you know, they're on the fall and they're going ahead and saving some people from some stormtroopers and that were you know, these people were just taken, and they stole a TIE fighter.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I gotta
By
admit,
the
there
way,
has not been a bad episode.
No, there has not. It's been all good.
and talking about shows going ahead and continuing, of course, Gotham is back,
Yeah.
and I must admit I've been watching the show. I'm still some episodes behind. I am really loving the show.
Hmm.
Um, Myself, whoever's writing this, brilliant writing. Um, how they're really connecting all of these people in has been brilliant for me.
Hmm.
Part of it
Well,
to me has been characters. The
yeah.
the highlight of the season was when the Penguin ran into Edward Nygma at the police station,
That
and they had
was
that
great.
exchange. That was a beautiful exchange,
and
and you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
yeah, and the other thing is that I will go ahead and say the actors, all of the actors that they've got, really fit the part. They've created in this a new villain that I'm wanting to see go into the comic books. She was never in the comic books.
Fish
Fish
Mooney.
Mooney is actually great,
Hmm.
and she is well deserving of being in the Rogues Gallery now. Um,
I do see it, but I got a gut feeling because it's Pinkett Smith,
that
and
should be.
well, there's a reason why she's not around when Batman is around. You know, you kind of get because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falcone is around with Batman. That's a DC character.
Hmm.
Maroni
Maroni
is
is.
is around. So that alone kind of tells you a couple of things about her, and I
Yeah, but
think
it might be, and you might be right. But the thing is that there are right now fans that are wanting to see her coming in. There have been, I've been reading on the internet. There have been some people going ahead and wanting her to cross over,
You know, it's not the
uh,
first time
and
that a Batman
we
villain
have so
has been
few
added
villains.
from a TV show. I mean, look at Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
yeah.
Harley Quinn came from TV show. I mean, there have been several of them that have come in from the TV shows into the comics themselves. And one of the other things is, I mean, yeah, you have some great female villains, but there's still room for more. To go
Hmm.
ahead and have a female crime boss,
Well, I agree with you
um,
guys on some aspects, but then on some others, I got a feeling she's not going to have a good, eventually.
She's not gonna have a good ending. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for it to be Gotham, some characters have to go.
Yeah.
And some people just have to go,
what I
and
like,
so
is you're really going ahead, and the person that is really, for me, really defined this show is the actor that's playing the Penguin.
oh yeah, that's Robin Lord Taylor,
Oh
and
And
yeah.
yeah, he stood
let me
out.
tell you why. Penguin has always been one of my favorite characters. That's one of the reasons why I always detested Batman 2, because that was not the Penguin. The Penguin was always slick, always the manipulator, would never have eaten raw fish in front of his constituents.
Yeah.
But really, this guy is showing what I always loved about the Penguin, because he was always a political bird.
Hmm.
And I mean, you can see all of that showing up here. How he manipulates with ease without people seeing him behind the scenes, manipulating this whole feud that you think he's playing on Maroni's side, when all the time he's been working on other things behind the scenes. You can't trust anything this guy's doing, and
Hmm.
it's defined to the show. But I also must admit, Gordon has been great.
Yeah, he's
Um,
been a really good Gordon.
I
Yeah.
mean, that right there, the straight arrow,
And I got to point out his sense of humor because remember for Halloween, he dyed his hair white. He put a white mustache with the glasses and a trench coat.
Yeah. Uh,
So yeah, he's pretty good. And I got to admit, I do like the characters. I do like Selena Kyle and the relationship she has with Bruce Wayne,
hmm
which is kind of a reflection. The kid who's going to be the Joker looks creepy as hell.
oh God, yeah.
Yeah. And overall, I give a thumbs up for that show. The Flash is another one I gotta
hmm
say, which is heading toward their season finale. I gotta give that show a thumbs up. They've been
Grodd.
doing amazingly. Yeah,
Well,
Grodd,
you have to admit,
Cold, and
you
all
have
that.
Yeah.
you have to admit, as much as Marvel has been dominating the
Big screen.
movies, the big screen, and really has not had good luck on the small screen, we have the rise of DC on the big screen really cementing itself. If they're going to cement it, it's going to be in March.
Well, I gotta tell you, the way DC is looking, it looks like it's going to give Marvel a run for its money.
Yes.
hmm
Because as much as we might complain and all this, Batman versus Superman, I know if Chino was here, he would disagree with me.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a hit, and Zack Snyder behind it, he knows what he's doing.
hmm
And he said the other day, him and J.J. Abrams both kind of said the same thing this week, or not, 2 weeks apart. They said, hey, why isn't there footage of Batman versus Superman? And he said it. They're finished filming, but the movie is top-heavy special effects.
Yeah.
hmm
And it will be a while before there's any good footage actually being shown. And the same thing for Star Wars.
Yep.
He said the trailer came out. J.J. Abrams actually said if it was up to him, he wouldn't be showing the trailer yet. He'd be showing it probably in April when he has more footage. But he just says there's not that footage. There's not much footage left. It's still heavy, and they're still working out on the special effects.
Yeah. The small stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
and that small stuff really counts for these movies.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
like you
just
said,
have
yeah.
to say, move over Marvel. You got another big dog coming into the ring.
well, I don't think they're going to overtake them, but I
No.
think it's a fight. I mean, I do think it's competitive.
It's going to be a real good fight, that's for sure.
Let's go ahead and say it this way. It's going to eventually starting to be the Avengers versus Justice League, duke 'em out every single year now.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to
Yeah.
be like that. And one thing I need to mention before we go on with other stuff, I got to say this. Talking about movies and stuff that's coming on, Darth Vader is going to be on the Star Wars Rebels final. That's going to be so cool.
Ooh.
One, I did like the cameo in the first episode,
Yeah.
the special edition first episode. They included him in it, and now it's him being voiced by James Earl Jones. I mean, hey, thumbs up.
Yeah. That's going
And
to be really cool.
the big rumor that comes out, and again, this is a rumor, is that Ahsoka is going to come out.
Whoa.
Good.
She might come out in season 2. So I'm like, yeah, because they got to answer the question of, hey, where is Ahsoka?
This brings to question a couple of things then. You know
Is
that
he
it
at
says...
Jabba's palace?
Yeah.
No, we hope not. But dude, don't you? If you say if what you say is true that Ahsoka's going to come out, then it is totally, it is totally possible that Kanan could die, but he could come back. So you said he's going to come back. He could come back as a glowing Jedi, like Yoda.
It could be. I don't think they're going to kill the kid off.
No way.
No.
They're not going to kill the kid.
I mean, it's tough because we're all like, well, who can they kill? I think they're just messing with us. I don't think they're going to kill anybody. But
not the hairless Wookiee, not the hairless Wookiee.
maybe him. But it'll be sad if they kill any of them off. But
Yeah.
it's something. They're not afraid to go there anymore. They'll do it.
yeah.
I mean, remember Clone Wars in the first season? They were all kind of dancing around. Clone troopers got shot left and right.
Left, right.
But later on, they started killing people. Just flat out killing them. Somewhere along the way, they got braver, and it worked out.
And it was sad when you saw 6s die, 5s, Echo, all those guys. When they died, it was sad.
It was, and you kind of felt sorry for some of the.
You didn't need to remind me of that. That was so traumatic.
It was actually,
Yeah, and then well, continuing on while David reads. We know, well, for one thing that's not getting much attention has been video game movies.
Mhm.
I think the only one really out there is there is a Resident Evil movie coming back. Mila Jovovich said she's doing it, and they're filming it now.
I don't
The release
call
date
that. I'm sorry. It always had deviated so much from me from what Resident Evil was really all about that I am almost saying it's not really a video game movie.
But
it just went on its own.
It did, but it's still a video game movie.
Yeah, it is, because you know what? That's where it originated from. There's a lot of things that were video games and they made into movies and they deviated. Man, look at Super Mario Brothers.
No, let's not look at Super
But the thing is that this past year has not been good for video game movies because the one big one flopped so bad that it dropped its engine on the starting block. That being Need for Speed.
That was horrible. And no, but the one that's making a comeback that is getting ready to start up again, Tomb Raider.
Oh.
Well,
Which,
who are they gonna get as Lara Croft?
Well, obviously Angelina Jolie has outgrown her role.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think they're looking obviously at a British actress.
Good.
But I gotta say, the first movie with Angelina Jolie, I liked. The second one, I was not that crazy about. But the Angelina Jolie did a pretty good Lara Croft. I mean, she kind of was born for that role.
But you have to admit this, because Tomb Raider has been resurrected in video game form, and if you haven't played the new Tomb Raider, the character has changed a lot from the Angelina Jolie one. Much younger, much less assured.
Well, the game was a prequel.
They brought that one. No, I know that. No, I know that. But the thing is that character, if they brought it to the theaters, I can see it working. Because we often have the Indiana Jones, nothing can hurt me kind of character before. But in that one, it showed a character that, number one, did get hurt, and it's not like they can brush it off. She had to really struggle, and that kind of movie, I think, is something that can go ahead and freshen up the Tomb Raider image, and also the whole archaeologist / hero genre.
Part of it, I think, it has to have a good story. I mean, I don't know if they'll go that prequel route, because then it becomes a survival. And that's what the last game was. It was a survival game, not an adventure game. It was a survival game. And even then, some people weren't crazy about it. I wasn't crazy about it. And I played the demo. I just didn't care for it too much.
It gets better and better as you go through, because she's gaining her trust.
All right.
And in the very beginning, it is very much more survival.
I might play it then. I might play it because I only played the first couple, like the first mission or so, and I wasn't that impressed. So I might go back to it if I see it at a discount.
Yeah.
But then, speaking of franchises, Aliens is still with us.
Yeah, and I got some news about that. I posted it on the Facebook. Number one, they've actually gotten Sigourney Weaver back into Aliens,
Wow.
into this Alien movie, and I don't know how they're gonna do it because she's not the spring chicken no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
doesn't have to be. Dude,
This is true.
remember at the last one, she was practically an alien herself. She has the alien
Well,
DNA in there, and she can play a good bad guy.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but
I'm
also,
looking. I mean, she can go to the retirement home now, dude. I mean,
yeah.
No,
Yeah, if you saw her in Paul, she's not the alien fighting type anymore. But also, I have some other news about Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. They are going to ignore those two movies, and this is going to be a sequel after Aliens.
wait,
okay,
are they
that's
gonna go ahead and do the Alien movie that Alien 3 was supposed to be in the first place?
Maybe. We don't
no,
know.
no. They're not going to go that route. I think this is a brand new thing. But I mentioned it before. I hate when they do that. I
Hmm.
absolutely hate when they disregard a movie. Well, I mentioned it before. I hate when they do a sequel and they completely disregard the previous movie. And I'm
Hmm.
talking about like Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah. And other sequels like that. I hate when they do that. And I hate too when they decide to ignore movies that have already been done. They've been out there and people have seen them. They spent their money. They spent their time watching them. And it's like, okay, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of did.
Yeah, you're not gonna go ahead and have J.R. Ewing going ahead and stepping out of the shower and whoop, it was all a dream.
Yeah. Exactly. And so, I don't know what that holds for the franchise. It just proves a little bit of a lack of respect for the old movies. Even though Alien 3 wasn't a great movie, it made promises that it didn't keep. The bee is back. And no, in the Alien Resurrection even has even less. It was even less popular. Come on, you got a human alien in it, and you're like, ew, what the heck happened to your?
And
I
Looks like
thought
Winona
the
somebody
Ryder,
killed.
directors,
I
yeah,
still have to declare now, Winona Ryder was terrible in that movie.
Yeah,
uh,
she was.
I saw the director's cut, and the director's cut was, I mean, a little better, but I have to
Not
agree with
much.
you. I mean, the director is French. I don't think that he knew, uh, you know, the Alien franchise enough. Um, Alien 3 basically had the executives got their mitts into it and forced him, because I've also seen the director's cut of that, and they took away what the real alien was, which was from a dog. And that's the thing about the aliens. They go ahead and take on whatever attributes of whatever it is that they had had been their host. So that's one of the reasons why the second Alien, I mean, the in Alien 3, it was sort of more on 4 feet,
Dog-like.
and yeah, it was that it was from one of the dogs. The director's cut of Alien 3, if you've never seen it, is so much better than what came out. The crap that they forced the director to put out in the theaters. And in fact, the director had taken his name off of the one in the theatrical cut, and put it back in for the for the um,
Well, what I
director's cut.
remember from them discussing it, it wasn't the movie they wanted
Mm-mm.
because something happened and they just severely altered it. They changed the script. I think part of it was budget issues. And then, as I remember right, it was like one movie they were like halfway shooting it, and they completely hated it.
Yeah,
And
because they
so,
wanted Sigourney Weaver to go ahead and be Rambo, bitch. I apologize on the language. Um, they wanted Sigourney Weaver to go ahead and be Rambo for it, and that's not what the director's first intent was. He was going to go ahead and make it much more like the original Alien. The alien is not as much in the light, creepy back, you know, he wanted it to be more like the original Alien rather than gun-toting aliens.
Well,
Um,
bottom line is the movie sucked. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
it sucked.
And the thing
Alien
is,
Resurrection, I saw the director's cut of Alien Resurrection, and for that one, it wasn't that bad.
as bad, yeah.
Yeah, but I still have to blame Winona Ryder for that. They should not have gotten her for that movie.
Well,
She completely
she was the
sucked in
hot
it.
item. She was the hot item, and I mean, at the time they were going ahead and shoving her into any movie they could, while she was going over to any store she could to go ahead and shoplift. Um,
And I know the funny part was is that she has a water phobia.
mhm.
The underwater scene caused her to have a panic attack, and then this is where she got overloaded on Xanax and Valiums and all that
Oh,
because
she blames Alien Resurrection for her downfall.
yeah, because it's a known fact. Well, it was a known fact she has a water phobia,
Yeah.
and they had to do the scenes where she's swimming underwater. And if you ever have to shoot those scenes, it's difficult. They have scuba divers right there with you. You have the oxygen tank with you, and you quickly take them off, and you do the scenes as fast as you can, and they slow the camera down to make it more dramatic and to make it look more, well, dramatic is the best word.
Yeah, more time.
Because in reality, they're rushing. They do those
Yeah.
scenes like super as fast as they can to do it because the actors need to breathe and they're not experts. And she just panicked so much that she almost gave herself the bends with the scuba tank. Because you're supposed to breathe steadily with scuba tanks. You can't just breathe really fast to it. It gives you the bends.
Yeah.
And you know, and it was just terrible. She should not have accepted that role. It was just a really horrible fit. And then that last alien with the baby-looking killer skin alien dude was the dumbest alien design ever.
It was horrible.
The only good thing in that movie was Ron Perlman.
Well, Ron Perlman is Ron Perlman. But
Yeah, you know, if you took all of his parts and if you just took every scene that Ron Perlman has ever been and just spliced them all, you would have a fantastic movie.
Right.
You know, somebody's now going to do that just to go ahead and see what it was like.
I hope so. I will watch that.
Well, I'm rooting for that. Now, the last one, we got it again. We're still on reboots.
Oh,
and
God.
Cartoon Network announced they're bringing back the Powerpuff Girls.
Yep. Now,
Yes,
I got questions about the character design. Are they going to go with the older looking, sexy, buxom women, or are they going to go with the original squat SD looking things? You know, and what is going to be the animation?
Yeah. Or are they going to go with the Japanese loli-esque, you know, really wrong-looking ones? You know,
I got to point out, guys, Teen Titans Go or whatever it's called sucks.
Oh God, it does.
Yeah. It's a
no. There hasn't been a good series on Cartoon Network in a decade.
No.
Hold up. Started by Cartoon Network.
No, I mean, I gotta say, Adventure Time is all right.
Yeah.
Adventure Time is not.
Yeah,
and
but
they
that
have
one they
gone.
acquired. They acquired that one from another person. It wasn't started by Cartoon Network. They bought into that one.
Well, okay, I'll concede that with you. And my daughter enjoys a few more shows than I do on that. But overall, I don't generally watch Cartoon Network during the day. I mostly watch Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I don't like is that, okay, if they're going to bring back the Powerpuff Girls, one, I hope that they capture the spirit the original series had. The original show was so good.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but without Gendy Tartanovsky, I don't think they're going to be able to go ahead and do anything.
well, we don't know if he's on board with it or not. I hope he's on board.
I have had no they have shown no indication that he's on board.
Yeah.
And I can't see him actually doing this. I mean, I would rather go ahead and see him finally do ending Samurai Jack, but
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, they need to do one, but again, they never did. And he promised an ending. He never delivered.
I would pay for that. I would pay to watch that. If you went ahead and came up with an ending movie, Samurai Jack, I will pay money to watch that. I was going to be like, Jack!
Wait.
Well, you know, the
Willie.
sad thing is, I mean, the villain who was voiced by Mako, he's
Yeah.
not alive anymore.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't do it anymore. But
So
I
you
mean,
gotta-
if any cartoon deserved its own version of Serenity, it's Samurai Jack.
It is.
It is. I agree with you. Another
Mhm.
personal favorite of mine that I hope comes back, Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
I
love
like
that one.
Space Ghost to come back.
Space
well-
Coast Coast to Coast.
Unfortunately, dude, it won't be the same. The voice actor passed away recently.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that, but the thing is that I mean, with Brock and all of that, there was such a. I mean, this was when Cartoon Network had an edge. A real edginess to itself, rather than going ahead and becoming the corporate sellout that it is.
Well, some of the shows right now are not so bad. I mean, I do find Mike Tyson's Mysteries funny.
I haven't watched that. How is that?
It's
How
funny.
is that?
It's funny. It's a satire of like the '80s celebrity cartoon shows. That they
You're
do.
talking about total, making fun of, spoof of Mr. T and,
Yeah.
Yeah, they completely make fun of that, and it's funny at the end because at the end when they're rolling the credits and all that, they actually have Mike Tyson, real life, dressed up in the costume, and they ask him questions, and his answers are just crazy answers.
you're
And, of
reminding
course-
me. You're reminding me of the other series that I loved, and I think that if they had kept this edginess, it would have been great. I think it was Cartoon Network with C-Lab.
Well,
C-Lab
C-Lab 2020 kind of ran its course.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I felt like the show it ran out of steam.
Well, it was art. Well, the thing is, they went and recreated into Archer, because Archer is basically very close to what C-Lab is. It was.
It was, but the charm of C-Lab 2020 was that they got the old episodes, re-edit them, revoiced them,
Mm-hmm.
and it made it. And then I think they lost their way when they started doing new episodes, and then
Animating full
the
new
voice of
episodes.
the voice of the captain passed away,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just lost their way with that series. I think it just ran into the ground. Right now, I think the only one that to me that really has edginess and it's worthy is the Rick and Morty show.
Yes, Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. When does it come back?
Has it come back? Yeah, when
They're
is it
coming back in March.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Season 2. They already they kind of did advertising. They had the voice guy do it. Hey, season 2.
What was the one? What was the one that's on Netflix? Oh God, what was the name of it? The one where the guy is a superhero taking over from his father.
That's on Hulu, dude, and that's the Awesomes.
The
The
Awesome.
Awesomes.
Is that still
I
going on?
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, season 2 ended. Season 2 ended, and they did say they're doing season 3.
Wow.
Has it been good? I haven't been.
I really enjoyed second season. Second season was kind of hilarious because they added more Saturday Night Live people, and basically it was a loser villain forming a loser villain squad to take down the Awesomes. So
Well,
it was like a loser versus a loser.
But
Yeah.
that brings back another one of my favorites, which was always the Venture Brothers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Well,
To go
that's still
ahead
around.
I know,
Well,
no. I mean, but it's also one that's classic. But I always liked the earlier episodes. Later episodes, it's almost run its course for
Yeah,
me.
it has. And they had the movie, which was Gargantua 2.
Hmm.
And that was okay. And then I watched it, and then I'm like, okay, well, yeah, thanks, and that's about it. It's
Well,
like, okay, it's like calling up an old girlfriend, getting together, and then you're like, okay, that was all right. I'll see you around.
that
Yeah,
and the other one to me that I think it's running its course is Robot Chicken.
Mm.
yeah. I mean,
That
they're
one
going on
again.
to other things. They're running out of, funny ideas. Um,
The bee pudding.
they
Yeah,
lost. For me, they lost the spirit.
they
Yeah.
did, and I think it's too character focused now. They bring out the humping robot. They bring out bee pudding, and
It's too gag related. I mean, no, it's not that it's too
Character.
gag related. It's just that they're rehashing the old gags again and again and again, and it's not
Yeah.
as fresh. It's the same thing that sometimes happens with Saturday Night Live when some of the people playing, on the show have just been there too long and they become stale.
Yeah,
and
it's like having like this really awesome capirotada, that's bread pudding. And then you eat the bread pudding like once a year around Lent, and you're like, this is great stuff. But if you had capirotada every day for the entire year, you're gonna be like, capirotada.
and I wouldn't compare Saturday Night Live because Saturday Night Live has their ups and downs. The 40th
Oh no, no,
anniversary
no!
reminded, the 40th anniversary special reminded me of their ups and downs because I was noticing they had a lot of the early stuff. They had a lot of the
A lot,
original actors.
and
They had
then
a lot of
Eddie
the
Murphy's,
Eddie
the Eddie
Murphy, Mike
Murphy
Myers,
years.
but the
Yeah,
80s kind of like, ooh, nobody really, they kind of like skimmed over the early 80s
yeah,
show with Jim Belushi and um, again some of the other actors that nobody remembers
Well,
were
that's what
on.
I mean. Is that sometimes certain people overstay their welcome, versus, and also other people should have never stayed on after their first episode. Um, and it cycles through, and sometimes you just need a full flush of the system, get some new people in there. I mean, if we're talking about shows that we miss, uh, you know, you can go ahead and talk about. What was the name of that one? It was the Saturday Night Live of not Nickelodeon. What was it?
Matt
The
TV.
Kids on the Block. Kids on the
Oh, the new no, Kids in the Hall.
Kids in
kids
the
in the
Hall. That's
hall.
it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Oh man.
and
Yeah,
that
that
one
was
I gotta
freaking
say
hilarious.
they never lost their edge.
Oh God,
No,
no.
No,
even
they
with
never
Strange
lost it.
Candy.
Oh, that's still one of my favorite. I keep looking for a DVD of that movie. I
No, you're
can't
not gonna
find
find
it.
it. You're not
And
gonna
then
find it.
No.
in Living Color was great.
Well, they kind
Had
of
a lot of great people on coming out of that one.
yeah, but then
Yeah.
they ran their course, and it
And then
became the Jamie Foxx show toward the end.
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, talking about shows that I miss in regards to some of that, I was always, oh God, was the
SCTV.
SCTV. I mean, ooh,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's our. We got to
in
wrap things up.
3D.
We got to wrap
Yeah.
things up here. We're coming
Yeah,
on
we
to the
are.
hour, and we'd
It's
like
a
to
first
thank everybody
rendition,
for.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to us. You can catch the latest nerd news on our Facebook page, facebook.com/nerdsoec. You can catch us at the Border City Comic Con coming up pretty soon. You can look up the Border City Comic Con for their information. Our friends at Sun City Sci-Fi has a big announcement coming up. Uh, First of all, I'd like to say it's about time, Ian. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we got more. We got stuff to look forward to, and support. Those of you in the El Paso area, support the El Paso Roller Derby. Awesome ladies there. Catch their sports events, and
They're
those
pretty
are
cool.
some of the. Yeah, they're the awesome ladies.
And
And
support your local comic book industry. Please go ahead and go out
yeah,
there and buy some physical
Black Sheep
comics
Comics.
once in a while. Yeah.
yeah. Or online is just as good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not supporting the local. I mean, come on.
Hey, I'm supporting the comic book industry in general. Okay, I'm giving money to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
the big execs, but not the local. You know.
Hey,
I
I
mean,
go
go
down.
and buy
I'm
some.
before I get attacked. I go to the comic book stores to buy my collectibles.
yeah,
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
yeah. That's where you get your collectibles.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna
And
get
that's
everything.
and that's right there is supporting them. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I may not buy the comic books, but I will buy the collectibles and all that. So support all that stuff. Thank you for watching us, and catch us next week with the latest nerd news you need to know.
See ya.
Bye.